So what's the connection between a billion-dollar business pitch, a ruthless Renaissance prince, and an ancient mystic? Sounds kind of wild, right? Well, today, we're going to decode a hidden philosophy of power that links them all together. Think of it as a warrior philosopher's code for our modern world.
And it all kicks off with this brutally effective idea from entrepreneur Alex Hormozi. Now, at first glance, this just looks like a killer sales tactic. But it's so much more. It's really a gateway, a secret entrance into a much, much deeper way of looking at the world. Because a strategy this powerful isn't just about business. It's about understanding what truly makes people tick.
Okay, so how do you actually build an offer that powerful? The secret isn't about being cheaper. It's about packing in so much incredible value that you're not even in the same category as anyone else. This is our first step into the mind of the warrior philosopher.
Hormozi calls this a grand slam offer. The whole point is to escape that miserable race to the bottom on price, where everyone just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. Instead, you create an offer so good, so valuable, that it becomes a category of one. You literally short-circuit the customer's brain when it comes to price. You completely change their idea of what something is even worth.
And believe it or not, there's a formula for this. It's not magic, it's an equation. You start by maximizing their dream outcome, what they really, really want. Then you crank up their belief that they can actually achieve it. And at the same time, you drastically cut down the time it takes and the effort they have to put in. It's a systematic way to literally engineer an irresistible offer.
So this raises a huge question. Is this just a really smart marketing gimmick, a clever trick? Or is this value equation a modern mask for a much older and maybe even more ruthless game of power? Let's peel back the next layer of the onion.
Because once you look just beneath the surface of modern business, you start to see these timeless rules of power. And this is where things get really interesting, because business strategy suddenly starts to look a whole lot like the political and military strategies from hundreds of years ago.
And boom, all of a sudden, we've jumped out of the business seminar and landed right in the court of a Renaissance prince. Machiavelli's advice here is just chillingly practical. He's saying that to hold on to your kingdom, or, your market share, you can't always play by the normal rules of morality. To survive, to win, you might have to do things that people don't consider good.
And then you've got this other brilliant angle from Sun Tzu's The Art of War. See, it's not just about being ruthless. It's about being incredibly strategic. Winning isn't about who's strongest. It's about who is better prepared, who has better timing, and who is smart enough to choose their battles so wisely that the fight is already won before it even begins. So let's put these two side by side. Machiavelli is all about the internal game of power, being willing to be feared if you have to. Sun Tzu, on the other hand, is about the external dance, the deception, the timing, hitting them where they're weak. When you put these two mindsets together, you get a strategy where you don't just compete, you completely dominate. You make an offer so good or a move so powerful that your competition just becomes irrelevant.
Which brings us to the real question, doesn't it? I mean, what kind of person actually operates this way, with that kind of strategic coldness? This goes way beyond tactics now. We need to know, what is the fundamental philosophy that's powering this whole engine?
And here we are. We finally reached the philosophical core of it all. This idea, drawn from the work of Ayn Rand, says the most fundamental conflict isn't between companies or armies or nations. No, the real battle is between two totally different types of people. And here's the great divide. You have the creator. Their focus is inward, pointed at reality itself. They want to build things, make things, achieve things. Their sense of worth comes from the work, from what they accomplish. Then you have the second-hander. Their focus is all outward, pointed at other people. Their entire identity, their self-worth, is just a reflection they see in the eyes of others. It's a life lived on borrowed terms.
This quote just nails the choice perfectly. It's saying this isn't about being a selfless saint or a power-hungry tyrant. The real choice is much more fundamental. It's about where you get your sense of self. Are you independent, operating from your own core, or are you dependent, a container defined by what everyone else pours into you? Now, according to this worldview, when that second-hander mentality starts to take over a culture, you see these symptoms pop up. You get a herd morality, where fitting in is praised and standing out is seen as a threat. You see people pouring all their energy into, trivial stuff, instead of chasing a real purpose. You see a deep distrust of logic and reason, because emotions are just way easier to manipulate. And it all leads to this ultimate belief that your life doesn't really belong to you, it belongs to the group. The end result, in this view, is a world where real, true creation becomes almost impossible.
Okay, but if the goal is to be a creator,
To be this independent force that shapes reality, you have to ask, where does that power actually come from? We've dug through the business tactics, the military strategy, the philosophy, and now we've hit the absolute foundation of this entire code, the source of it all.
This, right here, is the metaphysical bedrock for this whole way of thinking. It's the radical belief that reality isn't just something that happens to you, it's something that starts from inside you.
Now, this is an ancient idea found in old texts like the Kybalion, and it's a huge one. It suggests that, at its most fundamental level, existence itself is a mental construction. That everything we see and touch and feel, everything we think of as solid and out there, is really just a projection of a single universal consciousness, a universal mind.
And modern thinkers like Joseph Rodriguez take this ancient idea and make it incredibly practical and personal. See, if the universe is mental, then your personal universe is a direct reflection of your mind. So if you want to change your reality, you don't start by changing your actions, you start by changing your consciousness. And suddenly it all clicks into place. The Grand Slam offer, the Prince's strategy, the creator's fierce independence, they're not just actions, they're external reflections of a specific internal state of mind.
And so we finally find it. The single source code behind everything. The one prime mover. From the business offer that reshapes an entire market, to the general's winning strategy, to the defiant artist, it all flows from a single point of origin, the consciousness that first conceived it. And that really leaves us with one final thought. If this entire code holds true, from the store shelf to the battlefield to the very fabric of reality itself, then the ultimate question isn't what you're going to do next, it's who you are going to be. Are you just a character on the stage reacting to a story that someone else wrote for you? Or are you going to pick up the pen and become the author yourself?